Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. Today, Malachai is going to die, and we will progress to Merciless.
The way to a god's heart is through his guts.
Yeah, that's actually pretty apt. So, a prophecy triggered, the Warmonger's one. You will defeat the roaming warbands. So, we will be killing some warbands here. Like, for example, the Red Blade Skullbreakers. So, last time I encountered this prophecy or a prophecy like it, there were about 4 warbands spread out through the map. I did have to backtrack a little bit on the crossroads in order to get all of them. But that's a rather stretched out big area. With all the twisty tunnels here, we might get lucky. So this is the second or the third pack that we're getting. So far, so good. Does make it interesting, of course, because there's a lot of stuff dropping. A lot of yellows. But only probably just turns into something that resembles a full clear, where normally I just go for the exit and move on. I know this is the Malachai killing episode. Most of the time, taking my time works pretty well, because you know it roughly lines up with a standard length episode. This content, it's pretty well paced in that regard. There is another Skullbreaker guy in there. Yep.
Our vanguard seeks to claim land that is not theirs.
That went pretty darn well. Was pretty quick as well. There was about 3 or 4 packs and they all spawned. Oh, just right in the way, which is good. For now I'm just operating under the assumption that going through doors is a way to get me closer to the exit. So that's exactly what I'll do. How are we in terms of full info here? Well, we got some space left. I'm carrying the Essences of Corruption with me. If I encounter something that looks familiar, it's gonna get zapped and corruptified. Because, well, we still have to get the achievement for getting all the different corruption effects. The only way to get that is by corrupting things. They drop common enough that it's not like I got a feeling that I have to hoard them and keep them until maps or something like that. I think they drop off frequently enough that we can just use them as we encounter them. But if you are truly min-maxing your use of corrupting essences, then you might want to hold on to them and only corrupt the essences that are maps specific, the ones that can drop starting from level 68. I haven't seen them yet, so I have no idea what they're called. Bone stuff, is this the Bone Queen somewhere? Be interesting if this is now the path that you will have to follow. That could be cool. If the Bone Queen becomes like a mandatory encounter, a bit like Triskerayaki in Kam's dream. Yeah, we are there. Hello, Bone Queen. How are you today? She hurts, that's one thing to remember. She can really hurt. So, not getting hit, good strategy. Really good strategy. And Ancient Spirit Shield, but you can just barely fit it in. That works. But so far it seems like we truly did have to go past the Spirit Queen, which is nice. I liked that encounter. It always felt a little bit tucked away. So if this is not a random occurrence, but actually a strategic change, I approve of it. If it's just a random encounter, then I still approve of it, of course. I do like the fights with the uniques that have their places, and it's always nice to do them. Gives you some points of stability in an otherwise just randomly generated world. Yo, be burned. And there it is, level 2. Good, good. Well, we are mostly full, so probably the next decent item drop will make a quick town stop. Just empty our pockets and move on. Still not rich enough that we can afford to leave any rares behind. Because in the end, no, currency is what we use to do mastercrafting. Especially because rares are more important in this league. Mastercrafting becomes more important in this league. Let's see. So level 2 only has the exit to the piety fight, but I don't think there's any other specifically designed features of this area. Level 1 is where the boss, the predictable boss is. Let's see, artisans. That's 6 additional items and a rogue exile. Yes, please. We will sign up for that. So, Tali Napora here have a burning totem. Okay. There's an ice spawner over there. Yes, please. So, lots of currency. Luckily, it's stackable stuff. But it is a good reason to head over and empty our pockets. And then we move on, ever slowly crawling closer to Malachai. Oh, crawling. That makes it sound way more severe than it is, right? We're not really crawling over there, we're just taking our time, strolling leisurely. And nothing truly interesting. Hello, whatever you are. That is what you are. No, we're just enjoying the scenery, killing stuff, getting XP, getting loot. Life is good. Now we get to test our skill against piety. See if we can tank that fight still. Or if the totem damage is still sufficient to take her out, cause last time Righteous Fire really just tore her up rather quickly, unless my memory is completely betraying me here. But I think Piety was a lot easier than I had anticipated. Ooh, an essence. What essence is it gonna be? Another Remnant of Corruption. Ah, look, we have 2. This is gonna be number 3. Could be related to this being a pretty strongly nightmare influenced corrupted area. That is why it's corrupted. That could be. Okay, put those next to each other so it gets drawn in and gosh. Oh, it's corrupted, of course we get flesh monsters. Come on, get over here, be burned. Burn in the light. Well, that makes it sound more like a Templar. And there is number 3. Can we jump over? We can jump over. That is nifty. It's nice when a wall is not a wall. And then, of course, we walk into a dead end. Monsters? Hello? Anybody? Yes. And I didn't want to push those anywhere. Oh yeah, I made some small changes to the skill layout. As you might notice, we have Flammability over here now. And this Summon Skeletons is now actually on my weapon switch. So it's no longer actively equipped, but I took the Summon Skeletons out. I moved the Cast and Damage Taker to my shield. And the Vengeance setup is now here. And then I can use Flammability without... because it's not affected by the life gain on hit. So it can be combined in a link without actually affecting the link or getting affected by the link, so it's not needlessly more expensive to cast Flammability. But for those monsters that are truly tough, and when I remember to cast Flammability, because well, it's a change in my skill layout, so I will forget, we now have a Flammability available. And Weeping Essence, we of course are gonna use a Remnant of Corruption. And we got 2. Nice. That's one of the random effects. And boss says whoosh. Arctic Golem. Good. So how far along are we? I think we still lack one more effect. Increase the essence's level. That's the one thing we haven't done yet. Yeah. Most of these kill blah 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 rare are cruel or merciless, so come merciless we will have another opportunity. And once we reach maps, I'm just gonna have a look at all the achievement stuff and just clear all the low stuff and not bother with it too much. Hello there, Stygian Revenants. Bowels of the Beasts. Hello,
You've done
Heidi.
well, Brute, but let's not get above ourselves.
She does look like she's keeping an eye on things. Oh. Yeah, we're not the fastest character in the world. On the other hand, doesn't really matter. Yeah, she's gonna burn up. Okay. We still defeated her.
Half the man you are, Marauder.
So now speaking of my battle prowess or of my honor, my integrity.
Piety. Betray me, and I will have your head.
Must be about honor and integrity. Another door. Let's see. Cocoon. And an armor strength. So how high are we? 10,000. It's over 9,000. And it seems like they made these things a little more jam-packed with monsters. Oh, a chisel. That's a bit early to fall draw. Level 57. When we can't go mapping until, well, 68 is the lowest tier. On the other hand, having a collection of maps is pretty useful to have. We'll empty our pockets after the first of the bosses. So, gonna go up, kill the boss, port back, empty our pockets, clear the other two, and then push onwards to Malachai. Yep, same old, basically. That's it's a matter of a strategy or an approach that works. We'll see who gets here this time, since they do get shuffled up. I don't think there's any boss that's truly bad for us, because the totems do all the damage, so they don't really hurt us. Chevron of Umbra.
I shall preserve your
Lightning
beauty for
Lady.
eternity. Do stop fidgeting.
Just have to make sure we're not gonna get hit by the power of knowledge.
What a gorgeous fighter!
Because of course, as a marauder, we're kind of allergic to wisdom, to knowledge. books can kill, and they are mightier than the sword or the club. Okay, dealt with that.
The ancestors demand it.
The ancestors demand it. See, no. Reaching back to tradition, to ritual, to ancestors, at the expense of knowledge. Yeah, that does seem like the Marauder way. So we'll give you the first bit. We resummon our golem, and then we take out the other two. So we got Duedre, and we got Malachai. That's it. You. So Duedre is of course always easier to do for range builds than it is for melee builds, because, well, you just have more control over your positioning, so you can stand outside of the arena if you want to. Malachai is, you know, just annoying the less chaos resistance you have. But we're at 0 chaos resistance. We got, of course, our shiny amethyst flask. So I think we should be good. And again, he's probably gonna go after the golems or the totems instead of us, if he's smart. So we'll see how this turns out. You're twitching a bit, mister. Totem. Okay.
Art in motion.
Art in motion. Because we're just gonna stand here and totemify you to death. And boom.
Artist.
You have
Your
murdered
sickness
an artist.
is ended.
Oh, no. Seriously. He doesn't come across as rather inquisitorial. Or maybe I've just been influenced way too much by the Warhammer 40k universe, where inquisitors are usually rather influential, oftentimes corrupt, or at least borderline corrupt, or somewhere in a not a clearly delineated state of loyalty. Yeah, I'll just kill all of you. And your guts. Do-do-do. I wonder if there's any universes, or no, game universe, other fictive universes, reality, where inquisitors are actual good people with an actual sense of morality. I think you'll be hard pressed. I mean, Spanish Inquisition, they don't have a good reputation, so to say. Wheel of Time universe, the Inquisitors of the Children of Light, they're also really morally ambiguous at best, just outright corrupt as something along just more of a default state. Okay. Managed to corner her, that's pretty good. And if she's just moving around all the time, that's more difficult to deal with.
Slave.
Empty more pockets, and then it's time for the final fight. Circling a tower shield. Might as well just, we'll keep the remnants actually. It's not like we're gonna lose anything. And also by taking a short town trip, of course, we fill our flasks, which is pretty useful. Now, time for the Black Core.
In this moment, you and I will create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Creation, out of the realm of the gods, isn't it? Bow your head to your one true god.
The Illusions of Grandeur. Oh yeah, he qualifies. Wait, I think I should try to kill him first. You board, then we'll just give you some totems. Get the tentacles away from me. Now we go for Piety. Because she doesn't have the beamy thingy, she's a lot easier to deal with. Okay, I think that should be the first stage.
Embrace the future.
I'm not gonna embrace you in any kind of way, you tentacled freak. Okay. Everything next to each other, that's good. Here, have yourself a Righteous Fire Totem. Bye bye. She's gone. Killing blow. Yes. He is such a kill stealer. He would probably be really good at MOBAs.
Now, let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare.
You. Okay. Okay, that's the first heart. Okay. This just burns out ridiculously fast. I think Merciless is going to be the true test of this build. So far my impression is that for Cruel we are just doing way too much damage. So, what's up with these periodic frame freezes? I really think that it's that bonus performance improvement that we got for the particle engine. I truly think that they messed up somewhere there, and that's the source of all this this lag, and I wish we could disable it. But we can only disable the multi-threaded renderer, but the particle engine changes we can't disable, so I can't actually properly test it to see. Because, no, I didn't need the changes to the particle engine to get good performance. The multi-threaded renderer was already awesome. But I could live without frame freezes during boss fights. Well, if I were playing hardcore, I really would not be happy right now.
Nightmare is the true eternal.
On the other hand, I am playing a build that inflicts lots of burning as a status effect.
So in love with death.
So if I had performance issues, or if I wanted to avoid them, then I could, you know, switch to something that doesn't use elemental damage. Now, if you're not causing bleeding, if you're not causing burning or frost or things like that, or maybe just something like a simple poisoner build or something, I think then you have less issues with weird frame rates. Because then there's just less particle effects, so there's less lag. Again, that's just a theory I have. It's completely unscientific. It's just based on just some observations and just trying to come up with a working theory. But I completely forgot about it. We defeated Malachai.
Your slaves are dead, and your kingdom dies with them. You are the father of corruption no more.
No more! Talk to Arjun. And then, time to walk to Lion Eyes Watch. Hello, Diala. Hello, Arjun. Hello, Twilight Strand on Merciless. R.
The dead should remember their place.
Okay, so we have some remnants of corruption if need be. And we are now playing on Merciless, so our resists are gonna suffer. See, cold resist, just under 40. The others are nearly maxed, and of course chaos resist negative 40. So until Merveil, we're pretty good. Obviously, now we need better gear, but that's just a matter of just some targeted crafting to shore that up a little bit. And by Merveil would be nice to max out our cold resist, because that's going to make the fight a heck of a lot easier to survive. Chaos is currently a bit of an issue, negative 40. Obviously we'll want to improve that. But again, no. Act 1, Act 2, you don't really need the chaos resistance on a regular basis. It's after that where it becomes a bit more useful to have it. But it's not until maps where you truly notice if you don't have enough chaos resist. Well, the later stages of Act 4. But you're not gonna go in there for fun anyway. And once you get to the waypoint in the Crystal Caverns, that's just usually as far as I go. And then I'm just gonna dive into maps, and then once I hit level 80 or something, I'm just gonna go back and maybe consider the second part of Act 4. But there's just such an insane difficulty in level, such an insane rise in difficulty level that it's just no fun to attempt that earlier. And we have made it to Lionized Watch. So, next episode is gonna be the Labyrinth, where we are truly gonna become Tukohama's Totemancer. Good. That seems useful. But for now, I'm simply going to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.